and this is my review for Transformers Classics Optimus Prime. A very good friend of mine gave me this. I just want to say, you know who you are. You are absolutely awesome. Thank you very, very much for this. And I will say right off the bat, I have been anticipating this figure for a very, very long time. I didn't pick it up on initial release because I wasn't into Transformers at the time, but I'm very, very glad that I finally have it, and it did not disappoint. I'm really, really happy with this figure. I really, really like it. I'll get that right out of the way. Anyway, as you can see, he's an update to his classic G1 trailer self. I should mention, before I forget, he is incomplete. He didn't have the smokestack gun. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it would be. And I'll definitely snatch up a pair, of smokestack guns if I can, to give to him. But for now, I can live with it. It doesn't look too bad. But anyway, as I was saying, he is an update to his classic G1, tractor trailer cab. Very, very cool. It looks a little bit more flat on camera than it does in person. There's some very, very subtle grooves in it and curves to it that make it not entirely flat, but it does look pretty much like the original G1 trailer. Very, very cool. With the addition of this wind vane, which you can take off. I know a lot of people complain about this wind vane, and it does, just to show off really quickly, it does transform into a gun. What you want to do is you want to flip these... Whoop, if I can hold on to it. What you want to do is you want to flip these halves down and tap them together. Flip this out. Then get this little gray bit out right here, and you have a giant gun. I usually don't use it with him. I usually give this to War for Cybertron Cliff Jumper, who's standing in as my classics Cliff Jumper for the time being. The reds almost match. They're a little bit off, but it does look pretty cool with him. And I think Cliff Jumper should just have a giant gun anyway. So this actually does serve a purpose, which is nice. Anyway, not much to say about in terms of features. Again, you can remove the wind vane accessory. It does roll fairly well, and that is about it. Transformation on this guy, fairly simple like most classics figures. What you want to do is you want to flip these panels back, like so. Then what you want to do is you want to take these light bits, and you want to bring them off to the side, like so. Then what you want to do is you want to bring these pieces forward. These will form as arms. Rotate them out. Flip out these hands right here. Flip out the hands. Then you want to flip this piece up, like so. Flip that down. Do the same on this side. Flip that down. Flip it down, flip it up and around. You can pose it however you like. I usually go the official way, but you can do a variety of things with it. You can rotate it so it's like this. You can rotate it so it's like this. You can do pretty much whatever you want with it, but I think it looks best the way I display it personally. But it's all up to you. It's all personal preference. Anyway, then you want to rotate the legs down. You want to split them. Flip up the feet. Then flip up these kneecap pieces like so. Then what you want to do is you want to flip this piece up, and then you want to rotate him with the upper torso, like so. Then what you want to do is what I usually do with this is first off, you want to get out his head. And what I usually do is I flip this piece up all the way, and then flip this piece inwards, then flip it up all the way, so it kind of hides the front grille piece a little bit better. You can flip it down if you like, and it doesn't look bad, but I personally think it looks better flipped up all the way, and that actually should go down just a little bit. There we go. And then just get him to stand properly. And there you have Optimus Prime in robot mode. And very, very cool looking. Very, very accurate, aside from a few minor details, like these arm shields to his G1 cartoon self. Very, very cool. Very nicely updated version of his G1 self. Very, very cool looking. I really, really like the look of this guy. I think it looks nice. I do plan to pick up the Henkei version at some point, but I think the color scheme on this guy works very, very well. It certainly works a lot better than the Classics Megatron, although, as I have said, I do like the Classics Megatron color scheme, but I still prefer the Henkei version. But anyway, for posability on this guy, his head does rotate 360 degrees. His shoulders do rotate 360 degrees. They'll go in and out at the shoulder just a little bit just due to transformation. They go in and out. They rotate at the bicep. They bend at the elbow. He has no wrist articulation, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well, what are you going to do? He does have full waist articulation, which is nice. You don't see that too much on Optimus Prime figures. His legs go forward and back. They go in and out. He rotates the upper knee. He bends the knee. His knees are a little bit low, which is kind of a shame. It does kind of look awkward when you pose his knees, which is a bit of a shame, but oh well, what are you going to do? Now, since he does not come with the Classics Optimus Prime rifle, I usually give him the gun that came with the deluxe special edition Optimus Prime. I just spray painted it black and just give it to him. And I think it looks pretty cool. I personally like the look of it compared to the smokestack gun. Again, I'm going to get the smokestack gun at some point, but I really like the look of special edition Optimus Prime's gun in this hand. It looks a lot more like his G1 rifle than the gun that actually comes with this guy, which is nice. And it looks really cool, which I've said several times. But anyway, for some size comparisons real quick. First off, for a standard size comparison, here he is next to Bumblebee. So you can see he's not the tallest, well, Bumblebee will stand. There we go. So you can see he's not the tallest Voyager, certainly not as big as some Voyagers like, trying to think of a really tall Voyager, like some of the movie Voyagers, but still a decently sized Voyager, and definitely in scale with the rest of the Autobots, which, speaking of which, first off, here he is. I personally think of these as the three most important Autobots. First off, here he is next to Reveal the Shield Jazz, who you can see he's in pretty good scale with. In the G1 cartoon, I think Jazz was a little bit shorter, but that might just be a fault on the Jazz toy rather than the Classics Optimus Prime toy. But anyway, also here he is next to my semi-custom Prowl. And that's about perfect scale. For what I remember, Prowl was just about that height when compared to Optimus, so that's very good scale. And also, here he is. I use this guy as my stand-in for Classics Bumblebee since I don't have Reveal the Shield Bumblebee. Here he is next to War for Cybertron Bumblebee. And the reason that he's a little bit shorter, before people ask, is I actually have found a way to transform him so he's a little bit shorter. All you do basically is you just transform the feet as you would normally, but just don't extend the legs. It is a little bit less stable, but it does work fairly well if you want a Classics Bumblebee, or War for Cybertron Bumblebee. Sorry, that's a little bit shorter. Again, I plan to get the Classics Bumblebee as the Reveal the Shield Bumblebee repaint, but I still think this guy looks fairly cool if you don't want the Reveal the Shield Bumblebee or don't want to shell out money for the Classics Bumblebee. I also transform War for Cybertron Cliffjumper the same way. But anyway, this review is about Optimus Prime, so we shall get back to Optimus Prime. For the final size comparison, here he is next to his rival, the Rivalry for the Ages. Here he is next to Classics Megatron, who you can see is just a little bit taller, which is very cartoon accurate. Megatron was, if not the same height, just a little tiny bit taller, so that is very good scale. So overall, this guy is a little bit expensive. I've seen him go for $30 loose with no accessories on eBay. But I overall highly recommend this guy. I just think that he's absolutely awesome. Henkei or Classics editions, preferably the Henkei version. But if you can get the Classics version, definitely pick it up. There also are some pretty high quality knockoffs on sale at kotoys.com. So if you don't want to shell out $50 for this guy, or even more, I definitely recommend you pick up a KO of this guy. But otherwise, get the legit version, because the legit version is very cool, and it's nice to own the mold in any case. So there you go. I look at Transformers Classics Optimus Prime. Again, thanks to my friend on YouTube who got me this guy. You know who you are. I'll let you remain anonymous unless you choose to make yourself known. But anyway, there you go. I look at Transformers Classics Optimus Prime. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe.